Again, the IPHC Jerusalem Church says it's unhappy with the special treatment its former lawyer is receiving. Goodwill Papi Maluleke appeared in court on charges of fraud. He allegedly defrauded the church of more than 200,000 rand. Maluleke represented 42 congregants linked to the 2020 Zirbekom massacre. The matter was struck off the roll and the bail paid was meant to be returned, but it's alleged Maluleke squandered it. Well, my colleague, that's ENC reporter Sindelo Masigane, is tracking this story now, and she's got the latest. She's back with from the courts here in the studio with us. Good afternoon, Sindelo. Very interesting case, this one. What do we know about it?
Yeah, I think you will remember, if I take you back to 2020, we were in the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, but what happened is that there was some kind of a meeting taking place at the Zirbekom headquarters of the IPHC Church. And what transpired there is basically shootings where people were held hostage. It was something out of a movie, I must say. Our colleague Manqoba Mchunu was actually there first on the scene when those scenes unfolded. And basically after that, what happened is that some 42 people were arrested from the Jerusalem branch of the IPHC Church, linked to what had happened during that time. However, it seems there wasn't enough evidence, of course, to link them to what had transpired, and the matter was subsequently struck off the roll, and the bail that was used was then, of course, supposed to be returned back to the church. We understand the church had raised funds to be able to bail their congregants out. Now, subsequent to that, it seems the church is unhappy with its lawyer, Goodwill Maluleke, who we know is a former member, in fact, of the church himself, and was assisting in terms of legal representation for the 42 accused. And it seems that he had the bail slip and was the one who basically could be able to take the money back from the court. And of course, one would expect he was subsequently supposed to then return it to the church, but it seems the church is saying that they never received that 210,000 rand in the bail money. Now, today was the first appearance for Goodwill Maluleke. I must say it was quite interesting because, as brief as it was still quite dramatic, because he came in flanked by heavy security. We understand that he's under VIP protection. It was a very brief appearance. His lawyer was in and out as well. We understand that he's also got threats against his life, and basically now that the docket is going to be given to the defense for them to be able to study it, and the matter subsequently then postponed to the 25th of August, Bradan. But let's just take a listen to what Mr. Majavu, who represents Maluleke, had to say about this particular matter as well as his client.
Look, out of respect to the complainants and the judicial processes, I would rather stay clear of that. But what I can tell you is that my client is a former church member, quite a senior fellow in that environment. So you can read between the lines. But for now, I'm just a lawyer doing the best that I can for my client, a colleague who happens to be a decent lawyer as well. But for now, let's wait until we see the docket and then take it from there. I gave advice that beyond today, he must not make any media commentary, and in fairness to him, he hasn't done that. I prefer to do my thing in court as opposed to grandstanding publicly, but where there is a need to share information, I will always do so, you know me. But at the moment, we want to respect the processes. Of course, I remain confident that we will prevail, but let's wait and see.
Okay, Majavu, they're saying his client, they're going to take that wait-and-see attitude. Of course, the case, as you said, was starting today. The church itself, what is their position here? What are they saying?
Well, they're quite unhappy with what they believe is special treatment that Maluleke is receiving, because, I mean, he wasn't arrested. He was merely summoned to come to court. And they're also saying that it seems like he's receiving some kind of special treatment. They also want to, they're demanding essentially that his lawyer, Mr. Majavu, that we've just heard from, recuse himself, saying that there's a conflict of interest, because it seems that at some point Maluleke and Majavu were working on the church's legal matters together. So they believe that there is a conflict of interest that needs to be addressed. But we've also heard, in terms of the rumors or the reports surrounding this case, that it seems that there might be a vendetta against Maluleke because he seems to have an affiliation to the old leadership of the church, and he's possibly being set up. But, you know, these are all matters that will surely be ventilated in the court of law. This is all just speculation at this point. And, of course, everybody's pointing a finger at each other. So the church basically is saying that they want to see the matter then resolved as speedily as possible and their funds returned as soon as possible as well. Let's take a listen.
Really happy about the appearance today. The fact that the accused is receiving a special treatment as if he's a witness when he's not, as if he's a witness that is under protection of sort. I think our legal representatives have really been dealt a blow in the sense that what they saw when they got to the court is the special treatment that they saw by SAPS, by the NPA to the accused. And I mean, the fact that the trial was postponed today, we were told that they were under the impression that the accused is not present at court. So the manner in which we were treated today, we are not happy, but at least there's progress because this case will open in April. And there was supposed to be an arrest, and also that arrest was negotiated somehow or in a way, and then they had to invoke Section J175 so that he's summoned to appear in court instead of him being arrested. I mean, he has 42 counts of fraud that it's charged upon. So that for us warrant an arrest, and these are the things that we have been complaining about all along. If you have a background of our media briefing, our statement, our expressions, including our march to the headquarters of the police on the 28th of March, what happened today is exactly what we've been complaining about. So, well, we are not happy, but we'll be patient as the justice and the judiciary takes its process forward with regards to the matter.
Lindela, when will this case resume? I mean, there's been a lot of drama around this. You said yourself, it's like a movie.
Yeah, so we are expecting court proceedings to resume next week, but it should also be a brief appearance. We understand Maluleka won't be there, but his lawyer will be there on his behalf. So we know that the contents of the docket at this point are being disclosed to the defense because from what we understand, investigations are completed. Next week, we'll see whether then a trial date will be set or whether there are any more administrative issues that need to be resolved. But it does seem as though both parties, in terms of the state and the defense, want to wrap this up as quickly as possible. So next week, the 25th, it resumes, and then I think we are expecting a trial date to be set.
Okay, thank you very much, Slindile Masigane, there on that case in the church matter of the church IPHC Jerusalem matter involving a lawyer, Mr. Maluleka. Now,